Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel, where history, culture, and currency collide. In today's episode, we're going deep into the story of one coin that has quietly endured over 4 decades of economic change, political shifts, and collector speculation. This is the full story of the 1978 Sweden 1 krona coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of currency that may hold more than just its face value. From its historical context to its potential value in 2025, we're uncovering everything you need to know about this unique piece of Swedish numismatic history. The 1978 1 krona coin belongs to a long-standing lineage of Swedish currency that dates back centuries, rooted in the Scandinavian monetary tradition. In the late 20th century, Sweden continued using the krona as its primary unit of currency, and the coins issued during this period followed a design language that honored the monarchy, national identity, and modern minting standards. In 1978, the reigning monarch was King Carl XVI Gustav, who had ascended to the throne in 1973 following the death of his grandfather, King Gustav VI Adolf. The coins minted during his reign featured his portrait as a symbolic representation of both continuity and modern leadership in the Kingdom of Sweden. This particular coin was part of Sweden's copper-nickel coinage system. Although the coin may appear modest in value and design, it captures a snapshot of a transitional time in European currency. The late 1970s were marked by growing inflation, evolving minting technology, and a shift toward greater economic integration across the European continent. Yet, Sweden maintained its krona, standing apart from the Eurozone and continuing to issue national coinage with distinctive national themes. This coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, designed to provide durability while maintaining a silver-like appearance. It weighs approximately 7 grams and has a diameter of about 25 millimeters. The edge is reeded, giving it a textured grip that helps prevent counterfeiting and aids in tactile identification. On the obverse side, you'll find the profile portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav facing to the left. Surrounding the portrait is the legend displaying the monarch's full title and the name of the country, along with the year of mintage, 1978. The reverse side features the lesser coat of arms of Sweden, complete with the regal crown and shield, symbolizing national sovereignty and royal authority. Beneath the shield, you'll find the denomination clearly inscribed as 1 kr, indicating 1 krona. The phrase inscribed across the reverse translates to "for Sweden," with the Times, a national motto that reflects Sweden's commitment to progress and unity. One of the most interesting aspects of this coin lies in the absence of a visible mint mark in certain examples. Swedish coins traditionally feature a mint mark that indicates the location or minting authority responsible for production. For many years, the primary mint was located in Eskilstuna, and coins bore the letter corresponding to that facility. However, some 1978 coins have been discovered without a clear mint mark, leading collectors to speculate on production irregularities or limited issue batches. These no-mint mark variants, though not officially recognized as errors by the Swedish central bank, have drawn curiosity and interest from niche collectors. While there's no verified documentation indicating that a large batch of no-mint mark coins was produced intentionally, the very existence of these variations fuels debate and drives up desirability in collector circles. In terms of circulation, the 1978 1 krona was not a rare coin upon release. It was produced in large quantities to support the needs of the national economy, and millions of pieces were distributed across banks, markets, and citizens' pockets. This was a coin intended for daily use, handed out as change, used in vending machines, and carried in wallets throughout Sweden. However, over time, as Sweden transitioned toward digital payments and moved away from heavy reliance on physical coins, many of these coins were either withdrawn from circulation, melted down, or simply lost to time. As a result, finding well-preserved examples in excellent condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins that remain today in heavily circulated condition, those with nicks, scratches, worn surfaces, or dulled finishes, are quite common and hold minimal collectible value. But pristine specimens, particularly those that have never entered circulation, hold far greater appeal. Coin collectors, or numismatists, evaluate coins using a grading scale that ranges from poor to mint state. For the 1978 1 krona, the most desirable examples are those in uncirculated or near mint condition. These coins exhibit no signs of wear, maintain full luster, and have sharp detail across both obverse and reverse surfaces. Coins graded as extremely fine or about uncirculated still command attention, especially if the features are clearly defined and the edges remain sharp. In contrast, coins graded as good or very good tend to show heavy wear, making them less valuable on the collector's market. The grading of a coin can make a dramatic difference in its market price. For instance, while a circulated 1978 1 krona might sell for a fraction of $1, a pristine, mint-state example could sell for several times its face value, especially if accompanied by historical provenance or part of a collection. As of this year, the average market value for a circulated 1978 1 krona coin remains relatively modest. In most international coin markets, these coins sell for anywhere between 10 to 30 cents, depending on wear and general appearance. However, uncirculated or high-grade examples have seen a steady rise in demand. These coins can fetch between 70 cents to $1, sometimes slightly more if sold in collector sets or accompanied by certificates of authenticity. Coins with the elusive no mint mark feature can attract premiums from specialized collectors, with occasional sales reaching $2 to $3, though such instances are relatively rare. It's important to understand that while this coin may not make you rich overnight, its true value lies in its historical significance, its aesthetic appeal, and its role in the broader narrative of Swedish currency. Like many coins of the 20th century, its value is a combination of metal content, rarity, condition, and collector interest, not just age alone. In recent years, interest in Scandinavian coins has grown steadily, driven by global curiosity about Nordic countries, their strong economies, and their minimalistic design traditions. Swedish coins, in particular, attract collectors for their clean visuals, regal symbolism, and historical continuity. The 1978 1 krona is an excellent entry point for new collectors. It's affordable, widely available in mid-grade condition, and easy to research. But for experienced collectors, finding a gem-quality example or acquiring a no-mint mark variant adds an extra layer of challenge and satisfaction. Looking ahead, as more coins from this era disappear into private collections or are lost to time, the remaining well-preserved examples will naturally become more scarce. This could lead to slow but steady increases in value over the coming decades. It is a coin of modest beginnings but undeniable historical value. Its beauty lies not just in its design, but in the story it tells, of a nation, a monarch, and an era of transformation. Though not rare in the strictest sense, it remains a respected and appealing piece for collectors of European or Scandinavian coinage. If you have one of these coins sitting in a drawer, take a moment to appreciate its legacy. And if you're considering starting a coin collection, this is an affordable and fascinating piece to begin your journey. The 1984 1 pfennig coin with no visible mint mark. Whether you're holding one in your hand or you're just curious if this coin is secretly worth a fortune, this is your definitive guide to its origins, value, and place in the collector's market today. To truly appreciate this coin, we must first understand its historical context. The 1 pfennig was the lowest denomination of the Deutsche Mark, the official currency of West Germany from 1948 until the euro's introduction in the early 2000s. Despite its small size, the 1 pfennig coin represented an essential component of the German economy, widely used in everyday transactions. In 1984, West Germany was still divided from the East, and the Federal Republic continued to produce its own circulating coinage. The 1 pfennig of this year was minted in 4 official locations: Munich, Stuttgart, Karlsruhe, and Hamburg. Each mint added its identifying mark, a small letter, usually D, F, G, or J, to the coin's reverse side. The coin itself was made of copper-plated steel, measuring approximately 16.5 millimeters in diameter and weighing about 2 grams. The obverse featured an oak seedling, a powerful symbol of growth and renewal following the devastation of World War II. The reverse displayed a large numeral, 1, flanked by stylized ears of rye, emphasizing agriculture and economic stability. Now let's talk about the version that has sparked collector curiosity, the so-called 1984 no-mint mark 1 pfennig coin. Under normal circumstances, all 1 pfennig coins struck in 1984 include a clearly visible mint mark placed between the ears of rye. So when a coin appears to lack that letter entirely, collectors naturally wonder whether they've stumbled upon a rare minting error. The truth is, minting practices in West Germany were highly standardized, and quality control was strict. The mint mark was part of the die and not added separately, meaning a completely missing mint mark could only occur if a die was damaged or misaligned during production, or if the coin was altered after leaving the mint. In very rare instances, a mint error may lead to the absence of a mint mark. But this is exceedingly uncommon. In most cases, coins that appear to lack a mint mark are simply the result of heavy circulation wear, corrosion, or damage that has erased the mark over time. Alternatively, some coins are mistakenly thought to lack a mint mark due to poor lighting or a weak strike. The mintage numbers for the 1984 1 pfennig coin are enormous. Tens of millions were produced at each of the 4 official mints, making the standard mint-marked versions extremely common, even today. Uncirculated examples are readily available in bulk lots, often sold by the roll. The alleged no mint mark version is not listed in official mint records as a legitimate variety. That means it has not been documented as an intended production coin, nor has it ever been acknowledged as a regular issue. Consequently, its rarity is speculative and depends entirely on whether it can be verified as a true mint error rather than a damaged coin. As with all potential error coins, authentication is key. Only coins that have been examined and certified by a professional grading company as genuine mint errors will carry any significant premium. Even then, the value will vary greatly depending on the nature and severity of the error. Circulated 1984 1 pfennig coins with mint marks are extremely common. In worn condition, they typically sell for a few cents, sometimes less than their face value. Dealers may include them in bulk sales of German coinage or offer them as inexpensive starter pieces for beginner collectors. Uncirculated examples, meaning coins that have never been used and show no signs of wear, can fetch between 10 and 50 cents depending on their condition and the demand from buyers. Proof coins, which are special issues made for collectors with highly polished dies and superior detail, can be slightly more valuable. These were not intended for circulation and are usually sold in sets. A proof coin in perfect condition might reach $1 to $2, but rarely more than that. Error coins or those with missing mint marks are a different matter entirely. If authenticated by a major grading service as a legitimate mint error, and not post-mint damage, such a coin could command more interest, perhaps reaching into the double digits or more, depending on demand. However, without certification, the market value is uncertain and often minimal. In other words, unless your coin is certified as an error, the chances of it being worth significant money are very low. Most 1984 1 pfennig coins, even in perfect condition, do not exceed a value of a couple of dollars. Examine it under good lighting and magnification. Look closely where the mint mark should be, right between the 2 ears of rye. Sometimes the letter is simply faint or worn. Compare it to a known example of the same year and denomination. If yours still looks unusual, consider the next step: submit it for grading. A professional numismatic grading service can tell you whether you have a genuine mint error or simply a damaged coin. Avoid altering or cleaning the coin. Cleaning a coin will not only reduce its value but could also make it ineligible for certification. Keep realistic expectations. While error coins can sometimes be valuable, they are the exception, not the rule. To sum it all up, the 1984 1 pfennig coin is a beautiful and symbolic piece of German currency history. It may not make you rich, but it holds a meaningful place in the world of European numismatics. While most of these coins are common and inexpensive, any coin that sparks curiosity is always worth a second look. We're diving deep into a coin that may have quietly passed through your hands without a second glance, the 2009 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth II Canada 5 cents coin. At first glance, it appears to be just another ordinary nickel, featuring the familiar beaver reverse and the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. But if you've ever noticed that some of these coins seem to be missing a mint mark, you might have stumbled upon something just a bit more intriguing. So, is this coin a rare gem hiding in plain sight? Could it be worth a fortune in 2025? Or is it simply pocket change with a story? Let's find out. To truly understand this coin, we must go back to its origins. In 2009, the Royal Canadian Mint continued its long-standing tradition of issuing the 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the nickel, despite the fact that it no longer contains any actual nickel. By this time, the coin was struck using nickel-plated steel, which gave it a bright, silvery appearance while keeping production costs low. The obverse of the coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, which had been redesigned earlier in the decade to reflect a more modern and stately image of the monarch. The reverse displays a proud Canadian beaver sitting atop a log, an image that has become a hallmark of Canadian coinage since it was introduced in 1937. But what sets some of these 2009 nickels apart from others is the absence of a mint mark. Most Canadian coins from the modern era contain a mint mark or identifier indicating their origin or the composition of the metal. The absence of this mark raises questions among collectors. Was it an error, a special issue, or merely a standard variety? In the world of coin collecting, mint marks are small but significant details. They can indicate where a coin was struck, differentiate special editions, or identify changes in material or process. A missing mint mark can sometimes signal a rare misprint or error, leading to increased value and collector interest. In the case of the 2009 Canadian 5-cent coin, the missing mint mark is not an error in the traditional sense. Instead, it's a product of standard circulation minting before universal mint marks were consistently applied to every coin. These no-mint mark coins were released early in the mintage run and were intended for circulation. They don't represent a separate issue or a mistake, they are simply a variant of the regular coin that lacks the small detail many other modern coins include. That said, while not technically an error coin, the absence of a mint mark makes these coins a bit more unusual and can spark the interest of both casual and experienced collectors, especially those who specialize in varieties and minor differences. When assessing the rarity of a coin, numismatists consider several factors: total mintage, the survival rate of high-grade specimens, variations, and market demand. The 2009 5-cent coin had a high mintage number, meaning that hundreds of millions were produced for circulation across Canada. That alone suggests the coin is not rare in a traditional sense. However, the subset of these coins that were struck without a mint mark is significantly smaller, making them harder to find in today's circulation. While they are not exceedingly rare, they are certainly less common than their marked counterparts. This minor scarcity creates a niche appeal, especially among collectors who enjoy assembling full-date sets, mint mark sets, or modern Canadian coin varieties. The fact that a detail as small as a missing mint mark can differentiate one coin from another adds an element of discovery to everyday pocket change. As with nearly all coins, condition plays a huge role in determining value. A 2009 no mint mark nickel found in loose change, covered in scratches and showing clear signs of wear, will generally be worth face value, or perhaps a small premium to the right buyer. However, coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those that were stored properly or pulled from mint rolls shortly after issuance, can be much more desirable. Collectors often seek coins in mint state condition, defined by sharp details, no scratches, and original luster. The higher the grade, the more a coin can command on the secondary market. Even within the no mint mark 2009 nickel subset, a coin in mint state will be significantly more valuable than one that has been in circulation for over a decade. Some collectors will pay a premium for coins graded by professional services, especially those rated MS-65 or higher, indicating a nearly flawless strike with strong visual appeal. These coins, while not extremely rare, stand out because of their preservation rather than their mintage numbers. For most circulated examples, the coin typically holds a value close to its face, around 5 to 10 cents when sold in bulk or through collector groups. These are not coins that will make you rich overnight, but they do have value to those building complete Canadian nickel sets or looking to fill a specific slot in a date collection. For uncirculated examples, especially those that have been preserved in original mint rolls or coin flips, values can range from a modest 50 cents up to several dollars per piece, depending on visual quality and luster. For example, a bright, clean, mint state coin might fetch $2 to $5 from a collector who needs that specific variety. High-grade coin certified by grading services can fetch even more, upwards of $10 to $15, if the coin is nearly flawless and well presented. Specimen or proof-like examples, although not typically found in circulation, can command premium prices if sourced from special sets. If you have one of these coins in your collection, or if you've recently discovered one in a drawer or coin jar, you may be wondering what to do with it. Should you sell it now, hold on to it, or pass it along to the next generation? The answer depends on your goals. If you are a casual collector, holding on to the coin may bring more joy than monetary gain. Its value is unlikely to skyrocket in the coming years, but well-preserved examples may gradually appreciate, especially as coins of this age continue to be removed from circulation. If you have rolls of these coins in uncirculated condition, you may want to consider listing them on collector forums or auction platforms, especially if you can showcase their quality. The collector community is always looking for clean, bright examples of even common date coins. Ultimately, the 2009 no mint mark nickel is best treated as a long-term collectible, a modest value coin with interesting features and some potential upside if market trends favor modern varieties in the years to come. To sum it all up, the 2009 no mint mark Queen Elizabeth II Canada 5-cent coin is a quiet but charming piece of numismatic history. It may not be a rare coin in the strictest sense, but its lack of a mint mark sets it apart from the millions of other nickels in circulation. For collectors, it represents an opportunity to appreciate the small differences that make coin collecting such a rewarding pursuit. Its current market value in 2025 ranges from face value for circulated examples to several dollars for uncirculated and graded pieces. While it won't make you a millionaire, it does carry a story and a unique identity that make it worth holding on to, especially if you value the historical context of Canada's coinage. So the next time you go through your change, take a moment to look closely. That nickel with no mint mark? It might just be the start of a fascinating collection. The 1985 Germany 1 Pfennig coin, specifically the mysterious and elusive version without a mint mark. At first glance, this coin may appear modest, even ordinary. But for seasoned numismatists and sharp-eyed treasure hunters, it holds a fascinating narrative, one that stretches from the industrial mints of West Germany in the 1980s all the way to today's vibrant collectors' markets. So, grab your magnifiers and coin trays, and let's uncover everything there is to know about the 1985 1 Pfennig coin with no mint mark, its history, its production, the truth behind its rarity, and whether it's worth serious money in 2025. To fully appreciate this coin, we need to rewind to the mid-1980s, a time when Germany was still divided into East and West. The Deutsche Mark was the official currency of West Germany, and the Pfennig served as its smallest denomination, with 100 Pfennigs making up 1 mark. The 1 Pfennig coin was not just a small piece of metal, it was a vital part of everyday commerce. Whether it was vending machines, post office payments, or local markets, the 1 Pfennig coin was in every pocket, purse, and cash register across the Federal Republic. The 1985 version came near the tail end of the Pfennig's heyday. This was a coin that had been in continuous production since the late 1940s, but by the 1980s, inflation and economic shifts were already making such small denominations less practical for everyday transactions. Yet it was still minted in high numbers, reflecting the coin's persistent role in daily life. The obverse of the 1985 1 Pfennig coin features a young oak seedling sprouting from the earth, symbolizing the post-war rebirth and growth of Germany. This emblem of resilience and renewal was fitting for a nation that had rebuilt itself from the ashes of World War II. On the reverse, a bold numeral, 1, sits at the center, denoting the denomination. Below it, the word pfennig is etched in clean, capital letters. Flanking the central design are two ears of rye, crossing slightly at the base, a subtle tribute to agriculture and industry. The coin was struck in copper-plated steel, giving it a reddish-brown appearance that made it visually distinct from the larger denominations. It measured 16.5 millimeters in diameter and had a weight of 2 grams. Now, in a typical year, each coin would carry a small mint mark, one letter denoting which of the 4 West German mints produced it. These letters were D for Munich, F for Stuttgart, G for Karlsruhe, and J for Hamburg. The mint mark was placed directly between the ears of rye on the reverse, just above the word pfennig. Among collectors, there have been persistent whispers and occasional claims of a 1985 1 pfennig coin without any mint mark. Such a detail, or lack thereof, instantly raises eyebrows in the numismatic world. Why? Because all coins of this denomination and year were supposed to bear a mint mark. Every mint that produced these coins in 1985 followed standardized procedures. A missing mint mark would typically indicate one of 3 possibilities. First, the most mundane explanation: wear and tear. Over decades of circulation, mint marks can fade due to friction, corrosion, or environmental exposure. Many so-called no mint mark coins simply had their letter worn off. Second, damage or post-mint alterations. Some coins are tampered with by individuals, intentionally or accidentally, which can remove identifying marks. These would not be considered genuine mint errors. Third, and most intriguing, genuine minting errors. In extremely rare circumstances, a minting die might be misaligned, improperly prepared, or defective, resulting in a coin being struck without the mint mark in place. If such a coin from 1985 exists, fully authenticated, and unaltered, it would indeed be a numismatic rarity, but to this day, no officially recognized and certified mint error coin of the 1985 1 pfennig without a mint mark has been verified publicly by major grading institutions. That hasn't stopped people from hunting, or hoping. The 1 pfennig coins were mass-produced in 1985, with tens of millions minted across the 4 operating mints in West Germany. The total number crossed over 75 million pieces, making this coin fairly common in general terms. Each mint contributed a significant volume, with minor variations in their exact output. While the F and J mint marks were among the most common, the G mark, representing Karlsruhe, was slightly less common, which can sometimes lead to higher interest among collectors looking for a complete mint mark set. Despite the high mintage, the coin is rarely found in pristine uncirculated condition today, as most were used regularly and show signs of handling. For the majority of circulated 1985 1 pfennig coins, the value remains low, typically under $1 even in decent condition. In fact, most common circulated examples trade for mere cents in bulk lots or at flea markets. However, higher-grade coins, those in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, may fetch between $1 to $3, depending on the mint mark and condition. Proof coins, struck specifically for collectors, are valued higher, especially if they remain sealed in original presentation packaging. Now, if a verifiable no-mint mark coin were to surface, especially one confirmed by a leading coin grading service as a legitimate minting error, the market could react strongly. Such a specimen might fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the uniqueness, condition, and market demand. Still, this remains hypothetical. No confirmed specimens have entered the marketplace in recent years, and so, for now, the no-mint mark 1985 pfennig remains a mystery and a dream for many collectors. The 1985 1 pfennig coin is a beautiful relic from a different era, a time when even the smallest coin carried weight in the economy and symbolism in its design. While it is not a rare coin by any means, its potential as a collectible lies in condition, mint mark variation, and the ever-alluring possibility of error coins. If you're sorting through old German coins and believe you found one without a mint mark, examine it closely. Use a magnifying glass. Check for signs of wear, corrosion, or tampering. If the area between the years of Rai is completely blank and the coin appears otherwise unaltered, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service. At the very least, it makes for a compelling addition to any world coin collection, a tiny token from a time and place filled with history. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the 1985 no-mint mark Germany 1 Pfennig coin. If you enjoyed this journey into numismatic history, be sure to like, subscribe the Expensive Coins History channel, and click the bell icon so you don't miss our next rare coin spotlight. Until next time, keep collecting, keep questioning, and always look a little closer. You never know what history you might find in your pocket change.